Okay, this is the Great Gaboo, and I'm going to do my lovely Nubatama deck structure, which I think will be pretty decent. Yeah, so we'll start off with the main bad boy here, Stealth Dragon Shiranui. Yeah, so basically, what's not to love? He's like some guy in position, just rings around, like who needs reverse when you've got Shiranui, right? So, his GB2, and this hands gets crit and power. Pfft, no one cares. Second ability, right? His G-Stride is pretty damn fun. So, there's a good combo that you can pull off, which I'll explain later, with the Stride. That just, so much fun. Anyways, its effect, Counterblast 1, opponent discards a card, and I get to choose one of his regards to bind. So in essence, it's basically -1 from hand, -1 from field, what is hand and field control. So anyways, he's just, I can't explain the joy I have with him. To pair with him, I put in 3 Kujikiro Kongo. Yeah, he's actually pretty freaking amazing. Come on, you gotta admit.
Shiny Eye Brothers.
Oh man, these guys, Shining Eye Brothers, yes indeed. Limit Break, when you ride on him, opponent discards a card and chooses 1 card from the hand. Again, what is hand control? Remove 2, and why not? It actually does, in certain situations, with another Stride, also acts as utility and options. Pretty amazing. So let's go to the grade 2s, which I think all the grade 2s are pretty fine. They're all like, there's nothing really crazy about them, but they all, like you can use any combination of these. Mine is a bit more risky, but I think it's worth it. So anyways, let's start off with my SP here. Yes. Miyabi, man. This one is good for 2 things. 1, just get rid of the hand, and 2, crazy last minute, just remove everything. Okay, so what you can do with this guy is basically Counterblast 1. If my hand is less than the opponent's, I get to choose 1 card from their hand and bind it. So yeah, that's pretty darn good. So it's basically the grade 2 Fuki, and you know what? Most people normally run, I don't know, 2 to 3 of him or her. My bad. But I run 4 because she really does clinch a game when it comes to that final moment. It just no mercy. There is no mercy.
And you're just a big fan of Fuki.
Indeed. But yeah, so her combined with Kibikata Biura. Okay, to be honest, Nubatama names, not a fan. They're just getting letters and they're going, not enough letters, let's add more letters. Anyway, this bad boy, After Image. So if you guys understand what After Image does, it's if I have 6 cards or less and the opponent returns a card from the bind zone to his or her hand, I can return this card to my hand. So it's pretty good, because if I just drop my whole hand, back it comes. So his main effect, GB1, Counterblast and Soul Blast. When this is placed on the field, I can give 1 other unit After Image, which is just freaking so much fun when it messes with people, and 3k power to this unit and that unit, which just really comes in handy when you're trying to build columns that need that power. Such column would include this bad boy from the old Tamahagane, man. Wolverine Jealous. This guy's got 1 extra claw. So yeah, this guy plays on field, bind opponent's rearguard. Okay, this guy, basically you want to ride him. You want to ride him in your vanguard first, because this is a way of getting your starter back to your hand as fast as possible. As you may or may not know, the starter has After Image, so and an effect that I'll discuss later. But this guy, bind, get back to the hand, and just attack away. He's pretty useful when you need an interceptor gone, or if you see something valuable that you want to get rid of, goodbye. Now the last card, so you can dispute it, like I just chucked it in because this kind of needs more After Image in its effects. So here it is, my bad boy, Nashuribi. No, Hashuribi. Okay, see, another name which I'm not a fan of. Anyways, his effect after image, yes, when placed on field, I can discard a card, and if the opponent has a bind zone, discard a card and draw a card. This is basically utility. I just chucked it in because after image. My grade 2 lineup, you could basically run 3, 3, 4, and then 2 of that, or you can run more of this and less of this. This guy is just, you know, optional, whatnot. This guy definitely 4. Tamahagane, just can't explain how much fun. So anyways, I'll chuck these up here. Now for the grade 1s, yeah. These ones. Okay, like I said, after image, kind of crucial in this deck due to one hand advantage. It just brings you back to that golden number of 7 that you need. And this guy. Okay, so yeah. Chiguro Gumo, yeah. This guy, after image, his effect, when placed on field, Soul Blast. So no Counter Blast, which is really darn useful, as Counter Blast is so vital in this deck. Anyways, his effects, Soul Blast, look at top 3, look for an after image and call it. Now you may say, oh, top 3, why not top 5? That's a bit risky. Yeah, that's why I kind of chucked in that after image. But to be honest, he does really help. Like, it's no Counter Blast and Soul Blast. Basically, these two are the only cards that Soul Blast. It is pretty useful. It's just there. Might as well use it. It's pretty fucking amazing. So, this guy. Time for some Stride Fodder here. Yeah, I give up with names. This just Stride Fodder. Fox eating blue. Just, you know, necessary. Something Nubatama did not have, surprisingly. So let's move these guys up. And get to my grade 1 Nullifies. Now there are 2 options, right? This one, Unflipper, again, Counter Blast, kind of useful in this, so I try to use this one. The other one, After Image, gives you After Image, which is alright, and returns to your hand, but to be honest, and it's a second ability, Counter Blast, when boost, get to discard something from the opponent's bind zone. But to be honest, Unflipper, bind zone, retire. With After Image, you want to kind of return at least 1 card back to the opponent's hand. So the After Image and the Unflip kind of works best. Now, this guy, Dreadmaster. Now, Dreadmaster, on point card. You can get some really good combo columns here, these two, because they'll be like, oh, hitting for, this would be hitting for 19, they have to guard, right? Then if you balance that out with this bad boy, this could give 21 column. And not only that, bind a card, discard a card. What is not to love? Okay, see, like I said, Counter Blast heavy, these ones, so Unflipper necessary. You could, in essence, run the other one, run Fuki, but, you know, Dreadmaster all the way. Okay, now time for this person, which I adore. Like, it just fixes everything about Nubatama. The starter, right? So I run 3. That's how pretty darn amazing it can get. So here's the after image. So back to the hand, and it needs that after image as its effect. GB1. When placed on field, I can the opponent gets to choose 1 card from their bind zone and retire it, and then I countercharge, which is just so good. Like, you have it in your hand, you'll be like, boop, I got Counter Blast again, boop. So you can kind of combo that with Shiranui Counter Blast, bind 1 off the field, discard a card. This one, get rid of what you bound, and no Counter Blast cost. Ta-da! And in the end, after image comes back to my hand at the end of turn, which I think running 3 on point. Like, you could run 4 Congos, grade 3, and 2 of these, but I like to play risky, so I go 3 here. Now, time for my lovely little triggers. Let's move these across. Oh, I have to have so many spaces. Okay. So my trigger lineup, let's move that over there, is 8 crit. Oh, all the way. And finally Nubatama gets the power crit. Man. Noroi. Yes, Noroi. Basically, when my Vanguard with Chiranui in its name attacks a Vanguard, Soul charge this card, give 5k power to Vanguard. This card and Miyabi can just work miracles. 11k column, actually no, wait, 16k column, which is, and buying a card from opponent, then attack with Vanguard, soul charge it. You've now just got more power to your Vanguard and a bind and a 10k column, which is just amazing. Obviously, you've got the lovely she-elf there, or whatever that is. Those is questionable, I'd say.
Demon!
Demon? Still questionable, you know?
Sirocco.
Yes, for those lore fans out there.
With 2 horns. No.
Anyways, I've got my stand trigger here. My stand trigger. Actually quite a good card, I'd say, yes. So her effect is, or
Yes.
Dragon's effect is, basically after image, back to my hand. So pretty useful. Also, when this card is placed on the rear guard, if I have less cards than the opponent, I draw a card, put this back to the deck and give any one of my rear guards 3k power. Or unit, actually. Yes, unit. So this can fix up some really good columns, give some power to my Tamahagane over there, or some power over there to my discard draw. It can give power to almost everything, which kind of, especially my grade 1 here. This grade 1 hits for a 10k booster, mix it with anything, comes 21k column. Oh, so much fun. So, and adds stand back to the deck. So stand, quite useful in this, because you can just attack with Rearguard first, which helps with Miyabi, because you want to attack with her first, because you want less cards in your hand. So you attack with her first, they bind a card, and then you can start attacking with Vanguard. And get stand, call her back up, which is pretty useful. Anyway, it's time for the bad boys, the strides. Let's move these triggers to the side. Okay, time for the stride. So basically, stride, so much options. People can play many of these. So normally you could play 4 of these. This bad boy here, Atagalord. His effect, Counterblast 1. He's GB2 by the way. Counterblast 1, and flip one copy of himself. Basically, the opponent chooses 1 card from his hand, binds it, and then if the opponent has 3 or less cards in his hand, crit. Now that is good. When they're on 4 or 3 damage, they don't expect to need a high hand at that time, and they probably won't have a high hand at this time. This plus Miyabi plus Shiranui, it's -1, -1, -1. They have 6 cards, 3 cards, crit, done. Basically, so much utility with him. So you can run 4. I run 2 because 1, I'm just mixing, and 2, we've only got 2. To be honest, we've only got 2. So, this bad boy here, names again. What are names? Zara Mirakan. Okay, yeah. This one, on hit, opponent. I get to bind 1 from the opponent's hand, and then they choose 1 card from their bind zone and retire. But they only retire if I have 3 after image on the field. So it's a bind. So basically, if I need an after image effect to come back to my hand and all that jazz, I can use him. But if I want to retire stuff, I can use him, which is pretty good. He's kind of like, what do you want and how is your field kind of guy. If you don't have a field and you just want to be like, they're going to take it and they're going to take the hit, this is a bad boy. You know this guy. No, I can't do this. Geta Surakan. Man, why can't they just have names like Bob? You know? Yeah, Stealth Dragon Bob. But anyways, this guy, when he hits Vanguard, opponent discards card. Very basic, very useful. What's wrong with this guy? Nothing. He's just there. He's good to get any GB2s out and whatnot. This guy, so many memories. Jarurik Rakan. Yeah, names, not my forte. So here's his effect. If I have Shura Beast, Shura Stealth Dragon in my card name heart, his effect, Counterblast 2, I can bind 1 from the field, opponent bind 1s from their hand. So if I have the Shura Stealth Dragon in my heart, they like retire at end of turn, that's just instant retired. If I don't, it's just a bind and return back to his hand. Or her hand. So, it's pretty useful. I run her him because I run the Sure Stealth Dragon Break Ride, which it works in times when I need something off their hand and field. Why not? Counterblast 2, a bit heavy, but then again, I've got Unflippers, which is pretty darn amazing. Now, oh my gosh, this guy, Sukomurakan. Okay, you normally run one and then one of this guy and then 2 extra of this, but I'm mixing it up. And like I said again, don't have more of him. So here,
2 of him.
yeah, I need more, man. So this one, effect. When placed, Counterblast 2, opponent chooses 4 cards. They stay in the hand, the rest are bound. Basically, if you're OTT, this is where you surrender. So, basically they have 4 cards in their hand. Oh, they could have probably 2 null guards in their hand and 2 10k guards. Shiranui's effect, then place, discard a card. Now they have 3 cards. This is where you can go, okay, I'll just drop my hand, I don't need my hand anymore, just throw it away, blah 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 blah. You can even just ride until you have nothing in your hand. Because then you go, Miyabi attacks, Binary from their hand. Now they have 2 cards in their hand. Then when you attack with Miyabi, if they're on high damage, like 4 or 5 damage, they're gonna want to guard this. So they're like, if I guard this, I'll have 1 card in my hand. I can't guard Vanguard. If they don't guard it, they're now on 5 damage. They're probably PG. That's why I'll have a 3rd column ready, just for them to be like, oh, nuts. So anyways, yeah. This guy kind of clenches games. He kind of, if you mistime him and you just don't get triggers, or your luck is terrible, or they're just healing like bananas, because bananas heal, true story. Anyways, this guy will just return all his cards back to his hand, and you'll be next turn very vulnerable, unless you have after image field, and then you just be like 5 cards in hand. But still, you'll be very, very vulnerable after this guy's attack. But during it, the opponent has no hand. Basically has no hand. It's just hand control this entire deck. So yeah, that's my Nubatama build. It's a bit risky, but it's a bit more fun. So yeah, this is the Great Kaboo signing off. Woo! Chiguro Guro, Soul Blast. Check top 3 for after image card. 1, 2, 3. Cards in your hand.
So hand of 6.